Alright, this is my reaction to Verses chapter 27. Unfortunately, this isn't a live reaction. I had done a live reaction, but somehow the microphone was not recording. So I've already read through the chapter, and I'm just going to briefly talk about what I thought of the chapter. So, we finally found out that Heidi was actually a neo-human. It wasn't like some person from the Neo-Terra world who got tortured or they tried to turn them into a new human, but they were actually like a regular person, or even some rogue member of the new humans who might actually be good. She's just like straight up a new human and basically as bad as the rest of the new humans. Some of those new humans were like really terrible though. And they had like zero empathy towards regular humans. I'm still not sure what's going on with these new humans, like whether they are genetically modified or if they just evolved, just like mutants from X-Men past regular humans. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but they just straight up hate regular humans. They're kind of like the lawless, except they actually have like a functioning society and they're highly intelligent. And in this chapter, actually, we got to see like one of the things I've been most excited about in this series. And that was like how the clash between the new humans, who are like these humans who have either evolved or been genetically modified to maximize intelligence, or at least get it as high as possible, against super intelligent AI. Like, which one would be smarter and how would that clash go? It's kind of like AI against aliens. Imagine aliens that are like millions of years more advanced than humans. And it's also like very fascinating to wonder how they interact with an AI that is thousands of times smarter than humans. So that's also another very fascinating one to me. But in this chapter, we got to see just that. And I'm actually starting to think that Heidi might be like a lieutenant, a general, like one of the leaders of the new human, because we did see in this chapter that they do have some people that are like leaders or kings or whatever. They have some kind of hierarchy, and we know the bots do as well. So we get to see the bot that fought Kiva. This is actually a really good way to scale these characters. She's obviously insanely strong. She's as strong as Kiva, who was as strong as Halo. This is like doing MMA math a little bit, because this bot got destroyed by Kiva, right? If I'm remembering right. Kiva is not a demon lord, but he's like a lieutenant or like a commander of a demon lord. So it's like one step down from a demon lord. But like Jashi, for example, is like way stronger than Kiva. It's not even on the same planet in terms of scale. So Harlow was able to defeat Kiva, and Heidi barely was able to defeat this machine that Kiva also was barely able to defeat. So I guess Heidi is similar level to Kiva and Kiva is similar level to Harlow. I can't quite remember if Harlow beat Kiva. I think Harlow did beat Kiva. So Harlow and these heroes, these human heroes, are around the level of near-humans or even near-human leaders. I'm sure the near-humans also have like some other leaders that are much more powerful than whatever rank Heidi is, but I also kind of hope that the new humans have like they use their intelligence more than just their physical abilities. Another thing that I found a little unfortunate is that I wanted to really watch this fight between Heidi and this machine, because this is like one of the fascinating things in this series, like the dynamics of the fight. Like, how does the fight go? What kind of abilities does the AI use? And how is it surprised by the new humans? I don't just want to see the point of view of humans. I want to see like the enemies that are running into each other and like how they're reacting to each other. And like the counters, like I wanted to see all of that. And like I said, this was one of my dream matchups. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see. Just the next panel straight up just showed Heidi all scarred up, her perfect neo-human face ruined. Yeah, some people who are actually from that world and are like regular humans, they found her and kind of saved her. It's interesting. I guess she was on the door of death, but it's also interesting that she didn't just straight up kill them after she'd regained health. Because you would also think that this Neo humans have like a way faster metabolism and healing rate and all of that. It's unfortunate that those people did die, and they might be the only Neo-Terrans that we have in the series that are not near humans, at least for now. So yeah, it's sad that they died to the parasite. The whole thing with those Neo-Humans is that they hate the smell of the Paleo-Humans. Like, there's so many things about regular humans that absolutely disgust them. So I can only imagine how hard it was for Heidi to just live there with all these people. But I guess it kind of makes sense. But she said a lot of like really like sincere sounding things. It's crazy that she was lying between all those all those speeches she made, you know, those monologues about how they're gonna sacrifice themselves and blah blah blah. All that was just a lie and ready to betray people at the drop of a hat. It makes even like the confrontation at the end of was it last chapter with that Japanese guy, it makes it even like more fascinating, because she said that if he doesn't like listen to what she's saying, then she's gonna do what she wants or what she has to do, meaning that she was actually going to kill everyone, which is crazy. But is she going to kill that Japanese guy now? Like, how is she going to make sure he doesn't spill the beans? Yeah, that's crazy. But the whole thing about Heidi, though, I think she's going to be a part of the crew. Eventually, she's going to turn around and she's going to stop hating regular humans. I have no idea how they're going to change her mind. I don't know if they're going to do... I think they're going to do a similar thing with, like, Gore, at least. Maybe the... What was the name of the leader of the Kyokai? Lawless. The guy who's, like, almost dead. Maybe he's not gonna make it, if I have to guess. But for sure, I feel like Gore or like one of the Lawless is going to eventually stop hating or like have a deal with the regular humans so they can kind of coexist. And yeah, I see the same thing with Heidi. She's going to stop hating them somehow for whatever reason. Maybe she's gonna be like, these people are not so bad. But it's certainly a very intriguing scenario to see how a new human, like how they warm up to people or like what happens and what is she going to be thinking. It's gonna be very fascinating. I'm shocked though. Like, that's the kind of twist I did not see coming at all. So yeah, we saw the leader, we saw Ario, he's being like held somewhere in there, like in some laboratory, and the scientists are studying him. And yeah, when I was reading this live, I was also thinking that, oh, that time when she was hugging him, that was also like fake or whatever. And I thought it was like significant because she kind of went out of her way to do that. It seemed a little weird at the time. But I guess it was just crazy foreshadowing from one. But now we know why she did that. She wanted to put some note in him to convey to the neo-humans what's going on. We also see, like, we saw the analysis of the neo-humans. Like, oh, could this ridiculous, idiotic theory of like worlds colliding actually be happening? Like, they laugh at humans for being stupid and ridiculous, and yet humans somehow manage to do this incredible thing. We also get to see that the parasite is like destroying like this one society of the neo-humans. It's crazy. The parasite is so OP, man. So OP. Only machines. I feel like machines and neo-humans are so smart that you would think that they would figure out a way to cure like a parasite or whatever it is. One natural enemy is zombies, and they're like extremely broken. They've taken over a few new humans, and you know what that means? They're probably gonna get the intelligence and the power of new humans on top of the Titans. So with all of that, it's gonna be crazy. And they had it apparently like caged up in something, but like it's gonna just keep getting stronger. And even they said that they were not sure how long they could keep it caged up. So the parasite, I feel like, is a little too OP, I don't know. But you know, there's other OP natural enemies like God, obviously. The rule of the demon kings, the aliens, I'm sure, are pretty OP. But the parasite, though, oof. So we see a brief look into the forest. Most of the animals are also like getting decimated by the parasite. We even see like some deer or moose that is like the Iron King of the forest. It's fighting the parasite like some other super worm in the forest. Like, how many of these super worms are there going to be? Jesus. Oh, I'm sure there's even a level beyond that it could evolve to. And once it eats this Iron King or, leader of this forest, like, come on, how is the forest Gia's Wrath is such a cool concept? Like, why is it getting destroyed so hard? It's getting clapped by this parasite so hard. And I actually thought that Gia's Wrath might be one of the best counters to the parasite, because it's like this super complex forest that is like super, super brutal. And it also has bacteria, it has other parasites of its own, it has like all kinds of animals that have like adapted to this insane environment. And I thought there would be like some plants or some random thing in the forest that would like hard counter the parasite. Because there's so much like natural compounds and stuff that really disrupt parasites and bacteria. So when you have like a super forest and the super version of nature should be able to bait like some kind of crazy parasite as well, but at least not yet so far. But this is just one forest though. Gia's Wrath is still like many other forests. But for now, the Crimson Forest is getting absolutely destroyed. And I guess kind of sad we saw the grandma and the boy who stayed behind with him. They're getting taken over by the parasite, but the boy is for now being kept kind of alive by the curse. So after all, it seems like the curse might be the one thing that can really hamper the parasite for like properly. I guess if it wasn't gonna be Gia's Wrath, it makes a lot of sense that the curse would be able to do it. Whether the curse is like some super tiny nano machines, whatever it is, it's microscopic, whether it's magic or whatever. What we do know is that parasites are also living organisms and they can't escape that, so the curse could be the ultimate counter to the parasite. And in the end of the chapter, of course, we saw Gore trying to say that he'll do anything to save their leader. I keep forgetting his name. Rinri, yeah. Bro even went and took on the parasite on purpose just so he could save Rinri. Like, that's crazy. He's like, the only way I can survive is if Rinri is alive. Like, how helpless are you? I mean, I get it that Rinri always finds a way to pull you through, but, it's like if he's jumping out of a plane without a parachute, he's gonna jump after him because Rinri always figures it out. Like, he doesn't have a parachute. Like, that reasoning was a little weird. But it's interesting to see one of the lawless being this loyal, even if it is for kind of selfish reasons. He has a lot of faith in Rinri. But Rinri is scum though, I can't lie to you. I feel like Goro would be a much better leader. Rinri was kind of upset, like, Goro, get out of my way. I need to see this guy, this god. I can't see him, get out of the way. And to be fair, Rinri was saying like, don't touch me, you'll also die. I guess he's hoping the god could help him. And he's such a schemy bastard, I'm sure he could find, like, he's making like 1 million calculations a minute probably. Like, what can I do? What is the leverage I can do to this god guy to save me and give me some of his power? So he's already, and he even talks about it, like, maybe we can use him. So maybe this god guy is like stupid as a rock. If you just tell him the right thing, you can manipulate him. And that might be how we get Rinri to become like super formidable. He could have this god kind of like on strings, basically, if he isn't very bright. But I guess maybe not to make this video too long, it was a fascinating chapter. We saw the god. He's a little annoying. He wants people to, lick his feet, basically. He's like, raging. If you don't know him, he was about to kill them, and then he realized that they're from a different world, and then he built this ancient Egypt looking kind of place, and he's like, worship me. And also, if you ask for a wish from him, it's like kind of like the magic genie kind of thing, where he's like, be careful what you wish for. And some of these lawless died when they made wishes that they did not really think through. But I guess that's really it for the chapter. And then at the end, we did see my boy Jashi run into another AI. Jashi is for sure one of my favorite characters. He's so badass, so badass. I don't know what it is about him, man. I'm such a huge fan. And he runs into like another lieutenant of these bots. Is it just a lieutenant? I'm not sure if this is like the same one Kiva and Heidi fought. Obviously not exact same unit, but they have like many units that are like that same level. You have like the small ones, like the dog looking version, the Roomba, or actually Spider might be more accurate. Those are like pretty weak. Even humans could take those out pretty easy. And then you have those bigger ones, or like humanoid ones, bipedal. And those are like just wiping the floor with any human, basically. I wonder if Harlow could have fought one of those and beaten it. Maybe. Or maybe it's like a matchup kind of thing. I'm not sure. We did also see, by the way, Ario absolutely like destroy some titans and some new humans, if I remember correctly. So there's a lot of latent potential in the humans. But I don't want it to be like crazy power friendship level. I want it to remain realistic and consistent. I don't want to see like some human become all of a sudden strong enough to beat Jashi, because like the level of power Jashi has is like so difficult to appreciate. That's like a fly all of a sudden being strong enough to beat a crow or an eagle. It's just not going to happen. So if some human is eventually able to defeat him, or like another extremely powerful enemy, I would like them to do it like tactically, you know? Kind of like if Batman has to face Superman, he has to use his brain and be prepared and do all this tactical stuff. Rather than all of a sudden like Batman gets really angry and he's like, the power of friendship, and then he just punches Superman to the sun and destroys him. Like that makes no sense, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is my reaction to the chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter in the comments below, and see you in the next one.